Good evening. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome, my friends. I'm leaning over to talk into my microphone because it's to my side at the moment because of strange arrangements. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to session 48 of Shadows of Sorcery, a session that I have titled The Balance of Greys. Tonight we are joined by a full party. We have, as usual, the sluttiest of the slutty, Prodigious Maximus, as played by Elfie.
Ooh!
We have the sharp-eyed, eagle-eyed, if you will, archer Ingvar Svan, as played by Lydia.
I completely forgot he had a skull chest, huh?
We have the upcoming slut, Darren Moran, as played by Lion.
Rude.
Are you not?
I at least have standards.
Okay, you could be a slut with standards.
Hey, you don't just sleep with anybody.
And we have, last but not least, the person who is still fiddling with their character sheet, the librarian, aka...
I fucking solved it, so screw you.
The librarian, aka Arcus, as played by Zeri. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who wants to do the recap. Yeah, we're learning. Fine, I'll do it. Darren didn't trust themselves not to say anything, so they muted themselves instead. Very good.
I know how this works.
So, last we left off, my friends, our intrepid group of heroes sowed the seeds of doubt in a local religious group, brought in political adversaries, bribed watchmen, and eventually delved deep into the heart of the Temple of Light, a cult, quote-unquote, of snake people, Nagans, who, in their time here, have established some form of magical furnace and power source. You fought... Girlmaster, what the fuck? Girlmaster, I'm in the middle of the recap. We barely started. Girlmaster, what the fuck? But... Thank you, Groll, for gifting 26 subs. I swear to God, we haven't even left the recap screen. How? Okay, we're gonna take a very quick step to the side
Yep.
to say thank you, Groll, for gifting tier 1 subs to Canis Rufus UK, Vasyaman 34, Malachi, Hair Acedia, Wolfger TV, Barracuda, Nikki Cross 09, KMK 777, Scion 99, Davian, Madeline Cell, LRL Fenru, Gun Ranger 25, Mythic Wolf 237, Nimiton 20, Saber Spear, Grim Reaper 46, XX Chaos and Chill XX, Alexander T4, Yet Darker 17, DM_Berry, Sid Foxes, O Gaydalf, The Thurn Hoghass, Mr. Tinman 425, and Cass Harris. Groll, very kindly, what the fuck? Where was I? Does anyone remember what I was saying?
I don't know, but I think that's the first time I've ever had anybody pronounce Malk's name like that.
I can't read. I'm not wearing my glasses.
Fair, fair.
Anyway, where I left off, the recap. You all descend. Well, most of you descended into the basement of the church. Attempted to combat the dangerous creatures that lay within. Hold on. Which one do you want, Darren?
Ideally both, but probably we start with the lighter one for the moment.
Yeah, I'll give you both. One thing that I can actually do is I can travel multiple minis into the same thing. Okay, there we go. As I was saying, you descended into the depths of the church. You fought the Nagas alongside the temple, the Templars of Tenna, and the mildly corrupt watchman of the city of Medina. You, librarian, ventured forth through the tunnels to find this strange organic device that was anchored into this odd organic cavern, and in the process found some form of semi-automated defense system in the form of a giant snake construct that decided to chase after you. You all fought, you all bled, some of you got very close to dying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And eventually you succeeded, which is where we're going to pick up from now. It is moments after the battle has concluded. I gave you all a brief summary of what actually happened at the end of the battle, but the specific sort of situation is that you have all managed to essentially, you are no longer, shall we say, generally having an issue with snake people.
Yeah, because the Sneedy is no more.
Sure. So yes, let me quickly adjust things. Okay, so as three of you exit the church of exit the sort of the crumbling ruins that lead to the strange organic cavern. Ingvar, librarian, and Prod were all looking a little bit worse for wear. The Nagas are all on the floor in various states of essentially in various states of transformation. They are all kind of writhing around on the floor as you all watch as their bodies start to lose scales their tails split down the middle as they are all slowly transforming back into whatever species they were before this transformation took place within them. There is one Naga who is not. You will recognize this as the High Priest. This albino Naga had been talking to you, Prod. Is perfectly fine. It seems this is his original form, but the others, you see, one figure is a snake, a Naga that had a set of curling horns coming out of his head, is slowly returning to the form of a tiefling. There's one figure that looks like they're regaining hoofed legs, some form of satyr, or another form of creature that has this sort of physicality. They seem to be in immense. The watchmen are sort of looking on in horror as they've all kind of collapsed on the battlefield as these spasms of pain are just racking through them as their snake tails split, scales start shedding, blood and pus coming out of their bodies. It's a grim sight. You all look across the battlefield, up the stairs. You see a sort of a heavily armored paladin sort of pushing their way to the front of the area.
What is going on?
If I know. And that's the truth.
You should probably restrain this nursing over there.
The priest, the high priest, is in shackles already. He had been shackled prior to this entire combat. He's at the top of the stairs, just staring down. Librarian, are you holding a pulsing purple heart-like object, or have you stowed it away?
I feel like I would not be casually holding the pulsing purple artifact. Yeah, it's in my bag.
Okay, so it's in your bag. Okay. So you're all sort of watching this happen. What are the three of you doing?
Prod is being cautious of what he's supposed to be doing, because he's realized that something is amiss. Guys, help me out here.
Okay. Let's review. What information do we know about the cult again?
Roll me an intelligence check, and I'll give you a decent rundown.
Okay. $16.
Okay. Then you can recall most of the that has been provided. Okay, so the cult of the Temple of Light is essentially a set of worshippers of a figure known as the Primal Flame, something that you, Rod, would know This figure is in statue form in front of you. They have 6 eyes. Their head is a roiling sort of ball of flame. They have 3 pairs of arms and a pair of massive draconic wings spanning the back of them, and they have the body of a snake. However, the primal flame is not the only form and designation, shall we say, of this figure. As Prod is aware, the primal flame is one of many names for Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine Hells. This is essentially a cult to Asmodeus, in one of the more pure forms, shall we say, one of the more, respected forms. The only reason Prod really knows about this is because they got a really good roll on religion, and this is basically ancient history. You know that in one room there is a furnace being used to possibly burn artifacts for power, and in another room there was a device that was probably capable of leveling most of the city, but that you, librarian, have disabled and taken the organic core of out. You know that the Church of Light has been apparently doing good work in the city of Matina, providing assistance and aid to the poorer and less fortunate peoples of the city. You know that, or at least you can come to the conclusion that the core that was powering that system of organic, arcane energy that you have dismantled, librarian, is probably what was keeping the forms of these worshippers intact. And now that it has been removed and disabled, they are reverting to their original quite painful. Yeah.
I
wanna
go
say I feel
over
bad for
and
the
lay
leader.
on hands some of the people who look like they're in the most pain.
Okay. So you go over to a figure that seems to be elven in nature. They have pointy ears. You watch as their torso kind of splits and forms a pair of long, lithe legs. You watch as scales are just shedding off of their arms and leaving like weeping sores. You go over to them. Roll me a persuasion. See if you do this.
Well, they didn't. Did they? Yeah, maybe. Get one. That would be a 3 on a nat 1.
On that one. Okay. So
You know what? We don't need to act this out, actually. I think I know what happened.
We do. You go over, you walk forward to lay your hands on this figure, and you watch as they smack your hands away. One of their eyes is still this bright, fiery red with this diamond-shaped vertical pupil. The other one has transitioned to this deep ocean blue. As they smack your hand away. No, this is not. That's. This is what Lord
requests from those who fail. Ah!
Oh, no. You haven't failed. You haven't failed.
Your protests fall on deaf ears as they arrive on the ground. You watch as scales just clattering to the floor. They're these bright little white scales that are just tinkling onto the ground. Yeah, it's not a pretty scene.
No. Okay. I go up to Chief Naga, and I go, "You are going to tell me what is going on. Our previous conversation wasn't particularly enlightening. And I'm going to use an intimidation,
Okay.
so I'm very intimidating."
Okay. Roll me an intimidation check.
Do I see the line of questioning happening?
That's a 21,
you're,
babes.
I mean, you're in the same room.
I was gonna say cast guidance, but 21 probably will get it.
Okay, so you intimidate. The Naga priest, this albino figure, wearing white and gold robes, has the hood thrown back and has long white hair, and eyes that are pure gold. Looks at you. Goes, sighs, looks around at his brethren that are writhing. I have no reason. But it is too late to stop. It is going to. He sort of glances off to the side of the room to where the statue is. And goes, "Our Lord will return, and he will bring with him an age of magnificence, purity, burning flames that shall consume this world and rebirth it in the ashes." And that's all you get.
Fuck's sake. I take this fucker by his neck and hold him up. And I go, "Tell me in simple words that I can understand. Why were you burning the gods' shit? Why were you doing it? Why was my goddess, Calist, blades about to be put in a pile of smoke in a big burning fucking furnace. I know you're trying to raise one god. What about the others?
The Naga, you see a snarling smirk as he goes, the power of drama? What would we mediocre gifts?
I go, this, and I slam him against a wall as hard as I possibly can.
Okay. Roll me an intimidation, but add your strength as a modifier.
Okay, so my intimidation already is a +6, so I'm guessing when I roll this, it'll be a +10.
Yes.
Okay, so this will say +6, but we'll add 4 more. Ooh. That would be a 10? 11?
You slam him into a wall. You hear crunch of bone. Pull him back, and there's like glowing golden blood streaming down the side of his face, and he's just laughing.
Oh, this guy's just fucked up, isn't he? Alright.
You do notice, Prop, that all of the watchmen that are around you, that, like, this guy's in shackles, right? And there's, like, watchmen all around you. All of the watchmen take an instinctive, like, step back from you.
Like people shit-talking Callus. She's fucking great. And you know what? I think I might be one of her favorites. So, someone's gonna give me answers, and if it's not this fucker, I squeeze his neck and it, like, until I hear something pop, but not, like, so I break it. Won't give me any answers. Someone else here will. Why were you burning my goddess's stuff? I, like, look around at the writhing bodies.
There is no one who will be able to answer that question.
Prod's sort of got himself into a bit of a tizzy, I think. So also I am just staring directly at a hero forge of his abs right now. So I'm like,
At about this time, Darren, you arrive at the gates of the Temple of Light. You
and
see
I say,
multiple watchmen around. You don't know where your friends are. All you know is that they're in a basement somewhere. But you do remember how to get. Darren?
This
Ow.
damn microphone.
Well, you did deafen yourself for a moment there.
I deafened myself to make sure the mic was actually working, but yes, this is why I don't use this mic much.
It works now.
Yeah. What do I see around the gates and whatnot? I imagine
so-
there's been hubbub.
There has been. You see, like, a lot of civilians have sort of gathered around the gates, like, talking, hushed amongst themselves. One of them is arguing with a guard. A couple of, like, worshippers have seen, like, they've arrived at the temple to find, like, guards everywhere. You see a few people are, like, hushedly pointing at, like, two heavy paladins who are wearing this golden blue armor of Tenor, and are like giving them like sideways, I don't appreciate you being in front of my temple's church sort of situation. You also see like multiple guards sort of standing around the gates, pushing people back, while a heavy-looking paladin with his helmet off, holding it under one arm, is talking to a figure you recognize.
Ooh.
Watchman in the eye patch that you bribed the other day.
I'm gonna move through the crowd a little bit and see if I can find someone to like tap on the shoulder and get an explanation from.
Okay. Roll either investigation or persuasion. Either one.
I will go with persuasion because it's very slightly higher. Yep. That is a 23.
20. Okay. You walk through the town. You walk through the crowd, rather. You don't really tap anyone on the shoulder, but you do overhear a few people going. They say there was a device under the temple, and another one goes. Yeah, but they've always been good to us. Why would they? It's probably like they're just trying to get them. And someone else goes, well, yeah, but they've always been a little weird about haven't they? And someone else goes, I don't believe it. I mean, they've been good to us. They've been good to my family. We come here every week, and you hear someone else go. This is an unprecedented overreach of like the church's power. They shouldn't be here. The Watchmen I can understand, but the Church of Tenor, no, this shouldn't be allowed. Not interfering in other religions' business. And eventually, did you see like it was the Watch and the Church, but there were also some weird people going in, weren't there? And someone else goes, I mean, I saw some people disappear, but I didn't see anyone go in. And you hear someone else go, what about, should someone call the magistrate? And that's about what you get. Like, just overhearing different conversations, you kind of piece together that the raid happened, and it seems like your friends went in. And you know a decent amount from, like, the communication ring as well.
Well, I don't, is the thing. What the most I know is that there is a giant snake involved in some fashion.
Yes, but you know where your friends are, because they told you when they...
Yes. And then I heard giant snake, and
Yes. Yes, you did.
hence my arrival. It's probably not going to help if I just try and barge down there myself, especially when there's guards currently at the doors. I'm gonna try and like get some kind of notice through the ring, just kind of like a brief Morse code kind of style. So just kind of like tapping the ring for like noises. See if I can get somebody's attention.
Hear loud and clear, Darren.
Yeah, you hear, like, all of you on the ring, you hear like a ding 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 ding.
Is it raining?
No?
Oh!
No, what?
Are you good down there?
Depends what you define as good.
Well, the last thing I heard was about a giant snake.
Well, that's dead now, so we're fine. What I'm currently is pissed off at no one giving me any bloody straight answers!
You see again from like several of the guards just like they're looking at you like you've gone a little mad because you're currently talking to thin air.
Yeah, that sounds about right for prod.
Well, there's a crowd outside of the church and also lots of guards. So I don't think I can reasonably make my way into you. So is everybody okay down there?
We should be good. We should also get going.
Right, I'll wait for you up here then.
As you're manhandling a watchman's prisoner without care or general interest in responding to anyone with authority, Prod, the paladin, Tenno, walks up to you, librarian. I'm gonna roll a quick perception check on their half.
That's a good one.
This is a 19. The modifier is a +1. You have been elbows deep in a form of organic arcane power source. There's a lot of goop in there. Are you attempting to hide this? Or are you happy to display it?
I don't trust these people yet, so I'm going to try and hide it.
Okay, so you tuck your arms into your sleeves. Roll me a deception check. You have to beat a 19.
Okie dokie.
The closer you get to that 19, the less bad I will say.
Oh.
Okay, 11. Alright. The paladin walks forwards towards you, librarian. You notice he has a hand at his side where there's this heavy-looking mace, but he hasn't drawn it. He's holding his helmet under one arm. You notice this paladin is a drow.
Ooh.
He has deep silvery grey skin. And he has long black hair. And he has uncharacteristically for elves of any sort, he has a short beard. And you notice that he's not a full drow. He is half drow. And he steps towards you and he says, "Should I be worried about your friend over there?" There's
Is he
some
referencing
crack
Prod?
as Prod slams the snake priest into the wall.
Oh, he's fine. He wouldn't hurt him seriously. He just wants answers, I suppose.
I am High Paladin Arcus Novella. I am the head of the defense corps of the Church of Tenor in this city. He sort of looks you up and down, notices the strange purple goo that's staining the edge of your sleeves, even though you're keeping your hands covered. Do you or your comrades have knowledge as to what transpired here?
Well, it looked like they were obviously a cult, but transforming people into these snake people, and they were doing so with a kind of machine back there. I managed to kind of disassemble it and destroy the core without it going off, but it was quite dangerous.
Should I be worried that this machine will reactivate, or is that a non-issue?
I would torch the room. It was some kind of bio-arcane machine. It looked like it was grown in there, so just to be sure, you know?
Very well. Well, you and your group have assisted us greatly in this situation. We shall see to it that you are rewarded for your service. I would humbly request that you vacate the area now, however.
Shouldn't you leave it to the watchmen to take care of the rest of this? I surely appreciate your efforts, but politically you could probably understand why you shouldn't be seen here, even if it is valid and they've committed a crime.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Woo! 20.
Holy shit, that's 20, not bad. Okay. The paladin looks at you and goes, "You are oddly well tuned to the city's political machination. You are correct, of course. The watchman will take care of things from here on out. We're simply here to provide support. We shall be departing soon as well. However, we must request that you, as a uninvited party, are first."
Well, I suppose that makes sense. I just go over to Prod, who's manhandling this nursing.
As you walk over to Prod, you notice this snake prince. You actually get a proper look at them with their golden eyes and this golden blood that is flowing out of like the side of their face, which is unusual. And you've only ever seen it once before.
Where have I seen it before?
Can't remember where.
Ah.
I remember that I remember, but I don't remember where.
Here's the thing. You know you've seen it. You know you have a memory of it. But you can't remember it right now because it's one of the memories that is behind the fog.
Okay.
And to delve after those memories again is a little hazardous, as we are aware.
Yeah. I think I put my hand on Prod's shoulder and just kind of go, okay, he's had enough. You're not going to get any more out of him. We should let the watchmen do their job.
But he's being really annoying!
Yeah, well, you can't go killing people just for being annoying, alright? That's how you get arrested in a dwarven city.
I didn't kill anybody because they were being annoying. I just told them that they were being annoying. Why is that a crime? And then I put him down and start wandering off.
Look, they've
Like,
got
where are
all
we
energy
going?
in those smaller bodies, okay? They need to direct it somewhere, and sometimes that's bureaucracy.
And as you noted when you were in that particular city, their bureaucracy is remarkably violent.
Yep.
Prod
Should probably
puts
go
him down
and
and
try
grumbles
and
away.
find Darren anyway. We've no idea where they went. Well, for the most part.
Ingvar, what are you doing during all this?
Lydia?
Yeah.
What?
What are you doing during all this?
Making sure the dragons just making sure Kazuma's not eating the snakes on the floor, I guess.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh.
Lucian, can I roll another deception check, please?
What are you trying to deceive?
I would like to disguise the hand movements I need to use to summon my little spy machine, the Observer.
To summon the observer? Yeah. Roll me a deception check to summon the observer. Why not? 18 on your animal handling.
Plus, well, it's 22, 21 because he's got
21.
plus 3.
Kazma is very interested in the big tentacly thing that's lying cleaved in half on the floor, but you manage to restrain them from delving too deep into its guts.
Yeah, don't eat that one, boy. It doesn't look healthy.
You do notice that there's a slight acrid smoke that's starting to pour out of its corpse.
I'm apparently on fire. Acid fire, Jesus. This is a woman.
Yeah. What did you roll for that deception?
12.
12? There's no one actively looking at you. I'll say the DC was 10, and I'll let you summon the observer in your sleep because you have your hands covered. Nobody's actively looking at you. Nobody's trying to deceive you specifically. So you manage to summon the observer in your palm, in your robes. You have it there.
Great. Prod's up against near the statue, right?
Prod's, yeah, kind of near the statue. Prod's about over here. To the left.
Okay, the way I want this deception to kind of play out is I'm like attempting to pull him off beating up this guy, and I'll use the statue as leverage, and I want to let the observer slip out my sleeve to hide behind the statue.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So you let the observer slip out of your sleeve, and it ducks behind the flowing robes that this statue is wearing, and seems, for all intents and purposes, hidden. Give me a stealth check for the observer. This will be a persistent stealth check. Once you roll it, that's it.
Okay. I need to
Can
look
you
at
cast
statue.
guidance on yourself?
I can.
I'd suggest doing that.
Exactly. I'm at my door.
Why are there like 400 different shoe options?
Yeah, there's shoes, and then there's the heeled version of those shoes.
Mm-hmm. Guess which one
Sorry, I didn't
Prod's
have to.
wearing.
No.
You need to stop ordering boba tea at 8 o'clock at night.
But boba tea.
Boba
Right.
tea.
You were saying, Zarian?
Stealth is a dex modifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a +3 for the observer, so... Let's see what I get. That's a 9.
Did you cast guidance on the observer?
You know what, sure.
You guys said guidance, so I'm giving you a...
Yeah, we totally did, don't worry about it. Okay, 4, so that's 13.
13. Okay. So yeah, the as I said, nobody's actively looking for you at the moment. So the observer is relatively small. It's shiny and brass, but it is relatively small. So it, for all intents and purposes, as far as you're aware, it is. So yeah. Okay. The sort of the head paladin sort of pushes or sort of gestures gently to the stairs out and said, "We thank you for your assistance in this matter. If you come by the council chambers on the morrow, you can see about a reward, shall we say, for your assistance."
Yay.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay. You are all escorted out. You come to the front of the temple. You can actually see this large crowd has been gathering, and some parts of it are starting to get uneasy. There's a bit of unrest going on. Especially, like, it seems like the Templars, the Paladins of Tenna, are causing a bit of unrest, being in another, essentially another theology's religious space. It seems like they're causing a bit of friction. And there's you, Darren, you can, being in the crowd, you can hear a few people going like, they shouldn't be here. This is their sacred ground. Their gods hold no sway in this place, essentially. And there is a bit of unrest that's starting to move.
Who seems to be causing more of that kind of chatter? Is that Sneeple or is that other people?
You don't see any Sneeple in the crowd. You don't see any Nagas. There are a great many people who you notice are holding like amulets that have the silver halo with the candle inside it to their chest, and seem to be like members of this faith. But they're not necessarily they're not members of the church. They are simply, as far as you know. And the members of the church are relatively distinct as well. Most of them wear these sort of white and gold robes that they make them stand out quite a bit. Yeah. So the three of you and a dragon walk out into the crowd, sort of escorted out. A few of you are immediately like, not necessarily harassed, but definitely like pushed up against, with people going, "What's going on? What's happening? Do you guys? Why were you in there? Why aren't we being let in?" There's quite a few questions.
There was a massive explosive device underneath the church that would have gone off and destroyed half the city.
You hear multiple gasps. One elderly lady points at you and goes, "Guys, you lie!" She's tightly holding this symbol of faith around her neck. And there's whispers and gasps going off throughout the crowd as you're exiting the temple. But eventually you manage to push through the crowd to somewhere a little quieter. Darren, you spot them. You guys don't spot Darren, but Darren spots you guys. And you approach.
Finally, what took you so long?
Oh, hi, sexy. What's your name?
Prod, we've met.
Oh. Sorry. A couple of years ago, I got turned into a statue for a while, and I've lost a few memories. Can you remind me? I'm sorry. When did we? I mean, I should have remembered such a gorgeous dragonborn as yourself, but
stop flirting with Darren, please.
Librarian, what happened down there?
There's a lot of snakes. It's a lot of snakes in a dungeon. There was one big snake as well. That's what I kind of yelled about. Don't worry about that. That big snake's gone.
Right.
We destroyed the big magical battery, and all of the people that were snakes are now no longer snakes. But turns out it was also probably like a demon cult, like an archdemon cult. Now there's some political unrest, unfortunately.
Right. I kinda need to go and grab a bunch of my stuff. You're welcome to come.
Stuff on you. It's all in a bag at the moment.
Yeah, but I also need to, like, talk to Shakar and, like, get some details and whatnot.
Mhm.
Like, post things. I did kind of just run out of there because I heard there was a giant snake over the rings.
It was a pretty big snake.
Apparently you got out fine. I was kind of in the middle of things.
Yeah, I can see that with the whole trans draconic getup. Was this intended?
What do you mean was this intended?
I don't think you told us where you were going and what you were doing. You know what? We
can. I'm going to specifically point to Prod. I told you I would give you the full story at some point. I realize it's a little bit beyond the time for that, but we're going to talk later. Promise.
Okay, sexy. Guys, where's Darren?
Prod listened to his.
I'm gonna hold your arms when I
Fingers
say
at my
this.
own face.
Holy fuck!
He got it.
Yay! Gold star.
Well, copper, but yeah.
I don't think I have copper ones. We stopped using those with the kids.
You pull out a like at the back of your index is just a sheet of like various colors of stars. All the copper ones have this little like red X over it.
It just has like a little warning that says "not in use."
Yeah.
Children started swallowing.
No, it says children started crying.
I'm gonna
What have you done
turn
about
around and start
children?
walking back towards the place with Shakar.
Like silver stars were fine, gold stars were fine, the rainbow stars are the favorite ones, but copper stars were like children started crying when these were given out. Okay, so you all start to walk back. You all follow Darren, I assume.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. We got nowhere else to be.
Okay, so you all walk back to this, like, it's in, like, the warehouse district of the city, and you all walk into this sort of large warehouse area that is filled with varying, like, books and different people, well, not people, one singular person, which is Shakar. Shakar is sort of like tending to various bits of machinery and whatnot, and sort of turns to you all as you walk in, and you notice that he's got like this really big like electrical arcing fork in his hand, and he immediately holds it up as you guys walk in, and then seeing you, Darren, he kind of lowers it a bit and goes, "Well, my friend, you ran away very quickly. Is everything all right?
Seems
All
to be.
Changes to your satisfaction?"
Everyone seems to have all their digits. Gonna flex my hands a little bit. Yeah, I seem to have all of mine as well. I do have a couple of questions, though.
Sure, fire away. Don't fire. You get what I mean.
Yeah. Should I expect any potential side effects? Is there maybe a latency period? Is this going to wear off, possibly?
Wear off? Well,
I feel like I know the answer to this, but I really would like to hear it said.
Okay. Short answer, probably not. Long answer, I don't know. To be quite honest. If someone were to, let's say, cast a very, very potent dispel magic spell on you, maybe, but to a certain degree, the transformation is made to the very core of your being. So, it is unlikely that it can be undone. It can probably be redone, but I don't think it can be undone. I don't think.
Okay. Good things to know. Side effects? Can you think of anything I might want to be on the lookout for?
I mean, you are, how you say, a dragon, yes? Dragonborn, but you are not like usual Dragonborn, you have wings, which is, that is a big step away from normal Dragonborn. So,
I actually hadn't noticed that until now. Thank you for pointing that out.
yes, they're very big. You broke a few things when you ran out, and he sort of points to a few bits and pieces like electrical, like switches and a few lights that have been smashed as you ran out with your wings trailing behind you.
Oh, sorry, they're new.
Yes,
I guess I've got some things to get used to.
It's fine. As for side effects, you are there may be elements of, shall we say, imbuements from the specific species of dragon that you are emulating. So, do you know, gold dragons breathe fire, silver dragons do ice, mercury dragons do, I don't remember. Copper, I think, is it fire? Or is, I don't, I'm sure you'll find out at some point. And there may be, like, resistances as well from the scales and stuff. That is a thing. Other than that, you will have to find out.
I guess I've got that to look forward to. Is
As I
there?
said, most of this is based on your will. It's not my choice.
Okay. Is there anything I can do for you? I feel like I owe you at least something.
Yes, actually, yes. Your transformation here was a bit of a test run for the equipment, and he kind of points to, like, a bunch of equipment that's kind of hanging down. A lot of it seems to have, like, fried in the process of all of this. A lot of it seems to be, like, sparking and a little bit, like, beyond repair, but Shakar goes, damage is not so bad. I can fix most of it, but this was a test run for my own push into an alternate form. Do you know what an Ifrit is?
Do I?
Roll me either an intelligence or a history.
Well, my intelligence is +6, because do with that. Yep. Goodbye.
Can I roll history as well?
Sure.
15.
$60.
You would both know what an Ifrit is from different, like, viewpoints.
Don't imagine they occur in dwarven stories very much.
They don't occur in dwarven stories very much, but there is one, like, specific instance of essentially like a really old story about Mishek, the dwarvish deity of secrets, who is said to have defeated an Ifrit out of a wish at a game of cards. Or, well, the equivalent of a game of cards. More like a game of dice. And you, librarian, know of Ifrit from a more, like, scientific standpoint. You know that they are from the elemental chaos. That they live in... glad I wrote this down instead. That they live and are the ruling nobility of the city of Naxos, a domain in the elemental chaos that is based on fire.
Oh, aren't they like related to genies?
Shikar goes, yes. Well, the Jinn and the Ifrit are two sides of a four-sided coin, if you will. There are four types, but they are elemental in nature. They are genie in a loose sense.
Yeah, they're like a kind of elemental spirit.
Yes. What I am trying to do is take on a very similar transformation to your friend here, except my goal is free. I wish to escape this plane and make the elemental chaos my home. But to do that, I need a form that is more appropriate to that plane of existence. And the Friti is good for that.
So what are you using right now?
Well, what I was using, and he sort of, opens this large glass sort of contained vessel, and pulls out a hunk of charred, blackened crystal that has, by the looks of it, just been completely drained of any energy it could possibly have had by your transformation, Darren. And he goes, this was a very powerful piece of magical crystal. Limited in its ability, but enough to transform your friend here. And he sort of tosses it over his shoulder and it sort of rolls away into a corner somewhere. But it is useless now. I can repair most of this, but the power source is a little bit tricky. I need some big magic to do what I'm trying to do. But if you are what adventurers, yes. If you could
Of some fashion.
yeah. If you could, I don't know, find me something similar in power, yeah, that'll do. Let us call it a debt to be paid. That'll.
I will keep that in mind, sir.
And he sort of he kicks one of the machines, and it sort of sparks, and one of the switches pops out, spring onto the floor, and he goes, "This will take me probably a week to fix. So I guess come back in a week with something powerful. I don't know. It couldn't be anything really. As long as it does arcane energy for transmutation purposes, that is good. If you don't mind. I know you probably have very important adventuring things to do, but
No, we'll keep our eyes out.
thanks.
We'll have a look around, see if we can find something for you.
Yes.
At least I can do.
Yes. When you find it, take it to Mina in the You know, the lady where you found her, basically.
In the market, yes.
Yes. Take it to her, and she'll know where to find it. Probably. I don't think I will be here much longer. To be honest, I get the feeling that this place might be compromised. So we had best
Just
see that.
Yes. On that note, folks, shall we head back to the tavern?
Sounds good.
Okay. So you all hoist up. Shakar sort of bids you adieu, and you head back to the tavern, where you meet up with, where you have a moment of respite and privacy from the rest of the world.
Okay. I can't remember what our sleeping arrangements were.
Well, you
Does everyone have their own rooms?
Yeah, I believe you currently will have your own.
Alright. I'm gonna go to my door then and gesture prod in here for a second.
All right, sexy. I'll follow you.
Okay, I'm going to slump down on the bed, which is presumably going to grow it a bit more than it did the last time I did this.
It's definitely. It was designed. Well, it wasn't designed for a dwarf, but it definitely creaks a bit.
Okay. I promised you a story.
I sit down cross-legged on the floor looking up at you like a child.
This 8-foot tall half-orc in massive metal plate armor with golden and purple bandages wrapping around their throat and their biceps clanks down onto the floor in front of you, cross-legged, with their chin in their hands, staring up.
Yeah, I'm also just gonna, take off everything that's constricting my chest at the moment, because it is... Lots of things I'm wearing right now were not made for someone remotely my current size.
Prod, Darren starts to undress in front of you.
Darren was already half-dressed, for God's sake.
Half-dressed, but you still had, a chest plate on.
Not even. That wouldn't fit
They
anymore.
didn't
You
have
told me so.
pants.
Trousers are about the only thing that do still fit, and even those are damn tight right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of cake in those pants right now.
A lot of thigh as well, and many, many scales.
Many skins.
Yeah. How much do you know about about where dwarves come from?
When a mummy dwarf and a daddy dwarf like each other very much. No, I have no idea.
Okay. My understanding is that for half-orcs at least, there's mummy human, mummy half, mummy orc, whatever. They hook up. They hook up a bit, and then there's like an infant that happens in the mother. Okay. That none of that happens for dwarves. That's not how we get to be. When our parents decide to have a kid, we're carved. We're made out of stone. And there's some jewels involved, and there's some inlay, and whatnot, and then a high priest does a ritual, and there we are. Basically, that's how things work for us. And essentially, what that means is that our parents have every single word of what we are, who we are, to a lot of extents as well. There's some wiggle room, but most of it is we're exactly what our parents wanted in the first place.
I see.
I don't know how common this is exactly. I don't know how many people like me are out there, how many people this happens to, but I didn't quite go to plan Because the second I woke up, the first thing I knew was that something was wrong. And I've had that feeling every single day of my life. For about 50 years.
Ooh.
And at first I didn't really know what exactly was wrong. Only that things didn't feel right so much. There were things that I wanted to do that I wasn't allowed to do because of what I was supposed to be, and there were things that I was told I should do and wear and all sorts that I didn't want to do either because that didn't feel right, and I hated the way that I looked every time I even tried to fit in. It got pretty dark at points in the earlier years, but my grandmother used to sit me on her knee and tell me stories of princesses and knights and monsters who were like keeping them locked up in towers and all sorts. And I don't think she was telling me those stories for the reasons that I took from them, but I saw something a bit more. I guess the word is aspirational in them, because these people would be exactly what they said they were, and there would not be a single person who would raise any kind of disagreement with them. Usually because doing so would mean they would be engulfed in a breath of flame. So, I did my research growing up. It wasn't exactly easy. There wasn't a whole ton of research to be had at the time. And certainly not if you weren't magically gifted at all. If you got sent off to a wizard academy, maybe it'd be easier, but that wasn't for me. And I found out that very quickly, any form of permanent physical change was basically going to be exactly as difficult as more or less any other kind of physical change. So, thinking back to my grandmother's stories, I figured, where do I aim that no one is going to ever disagree with me about who I am? And I'm not quite there yet, believe it or not. But this is a very big step forward. And I know how ridiculous it sounds, and believe me, I've told this story to very few people, but I've always gotten something of a mocking response. I want to be a dragon.
Like the one in the stories?
Like the one in the stories. I want to march right back home. That is the day I want to go home, is when I finally do that. And there will not be a single person in those streets who will be able to look at a dragon in the face and say, "You're a woman."
But you're not.
And I never have been.
Oh. Oh! Prod. I understand. Whoa. Sick. When you're a dragon, will you be bigger than me? Can I ride you?
Save that for maybe a day or so after I've gotten this far. But I will probably be quite big. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Do you need a hug? Or a high five?
I'll take the hug. For today, I'll take the hug.
I'll give you a big old hug.
Darren, you feel Prod just stands up, clanking armor. Prod is still like a good foot taller than you at the moment.
Hmm.
A good 2 feet taller, actually. You're like 5'10", Prod's like 8 feet, I think. And like
Also,
just
I'm a
sweep.
big prod needs to be.
Prod just sweeps you up in this massive hug. And like you feel yourself crushed a little bit against like plate armor, but
Mind the
it's
wings,
still like
they're
a
new.
comforting hug, you know.
Hmm.
In the meantime, Ingvar and Librarian, what are you two doing?
I want to know what I saw with my observer.
Okay. Sure. Let's. Okay. You. Okay. Does your observer have a range?
Yes.
Okay. What is the range on the observer? What is the range that you can access it?
Let's see. Do. Okay, I don't see a range in the stat block. Where is it?
It'll probably be on the spell.
Oh, there we go. 125 feet.
125 feet. Okay. So, in order to access the observer, you would have to stand, I'd say about relatively close to the walls of the light. However, I will say that the information that you are wanting will have been imparted very shortly after you left. So you probably hung around and stared into space for like 5 minutes while everyone else was chatting to newly made down. So you tune into the observer's frequency. Your eyes shine a little gold around the edges as you look through your little box, who is standing on top of the statue in the room and looking down on the captain of the watch with his eye patch, the one that Darren bribed, and the paladin of Tenor. And paladin of Tenor is sort of, I know you don't like the political side of this, but eventually we're going to have to do the Majesty. And the guard goes, I don't care. Okay? Just look. We just have to tell them that things went south and well, no loose ends. And as you're watching, you notice that most of the rest of the watch has vacated this area. And the paladins of Tenor have gone as well. The Naga priest is still sitting against the wall in shackles. The watchman turns to the paladin. The paladin goes, well, if we must tie up loose ends, then so be it. What about the relic? And the watchman goes, well, we can enter it into evidence. And he sort of puts his fingers in quotation marks as he says them. And then slowly make it all disappear. It's not that hard. And the paladin goes, very well. Members of the group remember half of what has transpired after changes occurred. What do we do about him? And he gestures to the Naga. And the watchman goes, his usefulness to the Magister has passed. And you watch as he pulls out a blade and throws it into the Naga's chest. The little observer sits up on top and sees this golden blood slowly fade from this golden color. As the Naga dies, his eyes go from gold to this deep purple, and his blood turns the same color. It seems that he was using some form of illusion to disguise the coloration of his blood and his eyes. You watch as the paladin and the watchman. The watchman picks up the Naga and says, "These things happen, you know. Sometimes people try to escape. Well, yeah, accidents, you know." And the paladin goes, "I hate your sense of humor." And you watch as they walk up from the basement.
That's not good, is it?
Oh boy. I'm very happy I had a contingency for this.
Mm-hmm.
You did?
I would like to start drafting a lot of new letters. And I would like to include the decryption phrase on all my previous encrypted letters to prove that I'm the original writer of the ones that got sent the tip that turned out to be true. And I would
You are the Zodiac.
I am the Zodiac Killer. And I would like to detail what I just witnessed. And explicitly mention that they're going to try and make evidence disappear and that they murdered the priest in cold blood.
Okay, so who are you sending these letters?
Originally, we sent them around to the churches, politicians, and several members of the Watch, if I remember. I would like to keep the list the same.
Okay. Alright. Sure. Yeah, okay. You can do that.
I don't want to send these right away. I want to discuss stuff, though, because we will probably need to leave town very quickly after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Okay. So you get back to the inn. Darren and Prod go for a little private chat. What are you and Ingvar doing now? After all of that.
Processing it, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. Are you providing this information directly, librarian?
Providing this to the rest of everyone? Yes.
Well,
I'm being open about the information that I saw on my observer.
Okay, so you would provide this information when you get back to the game, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Ingvar, you know about this. As of yet, Darren and Prod don't.
How quickly? Because you say we'd have to leave. Are we talking within a matter of hours or days or?
I would say that we'd leave the same night, considering that these people both have quite a large amount of power and could very easily hire someone to assassinate us.
Since you went through like this observer situation, roll me a perception check as you're walking back, librarian.
Okay.
Since you would be the only person who would know about it.
Observers, that's a...
No, not with your observer, with yourself.
Oh, okay. Just normal? Okay.
Just normal.
That's a 9.
Ooh.
9.
I've
You don't
not
think
been rolling well
anyone's
today.
following you?
Not good enough. Fireball.
Just lower firebolt over the back shoulder.
Okay.
Would Ingvar's sensors pick anything up?
I mean, you wouldn't know about this until you get back to the inn. But once you're
Oh,
at the inn,
fair.
you can roll a perception check to see if you know.
Stick my nose out the window. I mean, I could. Where the? What? Yeah, why the fuck not? Whoop. Well, never mind. That's a 6.
You poke your nose out the window and you take a deep sniff. And you smell freshly baking bread.
Oh.
My name is Fresh Cut Grass.
And you watch as a small automaton rolls down the street, carrying a pair of baking tray loaves as it toddles into a bakery.
Aww.
Bread. Just the smallest of grumbles from my stomach.
Can't believe we haven't fed Ingvar since the game started. They must be so hungry.
The dragon gets fed more than Ingvar does.
It's been 58 sessions and Ingvar still hasn't had anything to eat. God.
Man's a walking skeleton.
Okay. Prod and Darren, you both walk out of... Actually, before you do walk out of the privacy of the room, Darren, what are you doing about your outfit? And are you asking Prod for assistance with your outfit?
Please ask me for assistance with your outfit.
I mean, I have some ideas. It's not like this is an overnight thing, although admittedly it seems to be an over-afternoon thing for the most part. Nothing I have is going to fit anymore. I'm gonna need new armor, if nothing else, and I definitely need to get out of these trousers into something better fitting. Shopping trip tomorrow?
I jump up and down, clapping my hands like a little gay boy that I am.
I also have no idea what's gonna fit over these wings. We might need to get some stuff tailored.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So you both step out into the corridor to meet Ingvar and the librarian, Marcus. Yeah. Take it away.
Hey, I just got story time, guy.
Okay.
You look really worried, librarian. What's up?
I witnessed a murder and also a conspiracy, and
Recently?
I'm going to report them.
Oh. Do tell?
Well, you know that watchman, the one leading the investigation, and that guy that came up to speak for me from the temple?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out they're plotting together, and that's why they had that whole joint venture to exterminate the snake cult. They then killed the priest in cold blood after talking about stealing the artifacts that are still remaining in the church's basement.
There were a fair few of those.
Yeah, and if they're anything like the Blades of Callis, they're probably like holy reliquary level of magic items, which cannot be good in their hands.
Should we go and steal some more stuff?
So this is what I wanted to discuss. We have one of two options here. We can first steal some stuff so that they definitely don't have the chance to funnily use it in any nefarious way. And of course we will use it very responsibly.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Or the second one, I just expose them with some letters that prove that we're the ones that sent the first tip and so we're a credible source of information. And hope that it politically works itself out, which is a little bit of a stretch, but it's better than nothing. We could also do both.
I mean, both
steal
sound
and then release
good.
it.
I
Excuse me?
might I might advise against the first course of action, considering how many various magical items we are currently carrying that we probably shouldn't be.
I mean,
For instance, the bandages currently ensnaring Prod, or
they're
the
not evil. They're of
or-
my goddess. Everything's fine.
So,
or the
to be
explosive
fair,
dragon heart that's in my backpack.
Which you still haven't eaten yet.
Oh, the mini
that's not the
That was
eat.
just
The
acquired.
other things. Wait a minute. Do you still have the vial?
The vial? Oh, the god vial.
You
What do you
should
mean the
eat that.
vial?
Yeah, I do
This
still
is the
have
god
those
vial.
as well. I do in fact have those.
Okay, so you have Dragonheart and the literal blood of a god.
Yeah, I'm kind of carrying a religion's worth of relics already. I don't think we need to get more.
I think getting more would be fun.
But you can never have enough magical equipment. I'm literally an artificer. This is my thing.
Fair point. I'm asking the wrong person. Ingvar, what do you think? Do you think that we should steal more artifacts?
They have a magic leg!
Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking about the bakery down the road.
Oh, should we go to the bakery for a bit? I mean, we haven't had. It's been ages since we had a break.
You're not wrong there.
Sorry,
I could do with some fresh bread.
You guys go to the bakery?
I guess we go to the bakery.
we'll go to the bakery and discuss.
Okay. You all traipse out the door and sidle on down to the bakery across the road. It is called Beauty and the Bake. And you walk in, and there's this lovely, grey-haired, elderly, orcish woman sitting behind the counter while a little droid of some sort, a construct, shuffles around in the kitchen, carrying bread and putting together little platters of baked goods. It is honestly a very wholesome little place.
I will walk in, I will lean over the counter, and I will ask what particularly wonderful baked goods she happens to have available today.
Are you wearing a shirt?
No.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
As we have established, I have nothing that will fit right now.
Roll me a persuasion check, Darren.
Yep. 24.
24. This relatively like middle to late aged orcish lady with long flowing grey hair, dainty tusks, is sitting behind the counter, and she goes, well, lovely, if you would like something from our selection, we would be more than happy to provide. But I can also, and she sort of pats a curtain behind her. I can also provide you some items from our special stock, and she winks at you.
I'm just gonna turn around and say, I'm gonna get this a lot now, aren't I?
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Right, okay. I'll take about 4 croissants. What do you guys want?
You got anything with pistachios in it? I'm craving pistachios, shush.
What?
Is there any
What's
cherry pie?
Pistachio, darling.
No.
I love
Oh, yeah,
that
no.
apparently croissant exists in this world, but not pistachio nuts.
Well, not
Of
in
course
this
there's a
region.
croissant. That's the best elven pastry.
Yeah, croissants are wonderful elven pastries. But pistachios don't grow natively in this region.
Oh, balls.
So you guys get a few different bits and pieces. You notice that the bakery has like a little cafe seating area inside. So you guys take a seat. you are brought a variety of pastries. You notice that one of the croissants has a little topping of essentially like a fondant little heart on it, Darren,
Duh.
for you.
Huh?
And you also notice, Librarian, that you get like a couple of pieces of cherries. What about you, Elfie? What do you get?
Prod has the tiniest, little, gayest pink cake.
Yes, it's like a little muffin. It has pink frosting on the top. You notice that the pink frosting on the top is a little larger than the heart on Darren's croissant.
Yes, perfect. By the way, I have sent pictures of Prod to the thing.
To the group chat.
You have sent pictures of Prod to every authority in the city.
Yes! Prod
DC and
needs
pictures
a
of Prod.
calendar. Prod's next goal as a paladin of Callist is to make himself a calendar, which he will then try to flog to as many people as possible. This is what he comes up with over the pastry.
Amazing. Incredible. Okay. So you are all in the bakery. Yeah.
This is some good cherry pie.
Croissants are pretty good too. It is interesting tasting this with a different tongue, though. I will say that's
Yeah,
Hang on, let me
these
just
are
see if I
good,
can.
but the creatures they have to kill for them, it's a little bit sad, you know?
I'm just gonna try and like figure out how to use my new tongue by like licking off some of the icing.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, Librarian?
Oh, what are you talking about?
The creatures they had to kill for the cherry pie?
No, for the croissant. Poor animals.
What's wrong?
You know what? I'm just gonna ignore that and we'll carry on.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, good idea.
So yes, you are all in a bakery, enjoying your shall we say late brunch.
Ow!
And-
New teeth.
Oh yeah, those are sharp, buddy.
Oh yeah.
The Dragon
you
Balls have-
accidentally bite your tongue a few times, Darren.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Does Dragon Bones have better taste buds or worse taste buds? I would assume better.
I mean, I can't smell heat if that's what you're asking.
You your taste buds are not necessarily worse, Darren, but you feel like things do taste a little different.
Yeah, the croissant kind of tastes a little bit more earthy than I think it used to. Unless this is just a really weird recipe.
There's a lot of almonds.
Almonds.
Oh, it's earthy? That means it's fresh.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm down for writing letters. I don't think we should try and hoard yet more objects of doom. Objet de doom, as the elves say.
I'm pretty sure if we hoard more objects, they're going to start either falling out of our pockets or they're going to glow so brightly you'll be able to see them from halfway across the city.
Or, and perhaps this is an even worse possibility, interacting.
Yes. I mean, considering we have a mini nuke in the...
We have a mini nuke and we have like the blood of gods. I don't want to know how those two things mix, but it probably wants to happen far from us.
Look, in the emergency, I do have the anti-magic device.
How
Oh, yeah.
is that gonna work against some of the stuff we have, though?
I mean,
I don't
the
recall-
blood of
I
a
don't recall-
god might not be
Yeah,
so
I don't
much,
recall
since that's
gods being
divinity.
brought low by an anti-magic field.
Not
mean-
something I'd be willing to risk.
Exactly.
Worst
so we
case, we
shouldn't
can
try to
just
add to our
deactivate it.
words.
I mean, you can try the anti-magic ones. I'm honestly surprised you guys haven't used it yet today.
I mean, we don't need to. It's kind of an emergency thing.
Yeah, we're just sat in a bakery here, so...
Yeah, if we open up an anti-magic field, their fucking baking robot might just, like, collapse, and that would be a
But
bit
the
sad.
anti-magic field is only like a 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
Yeah, who do you think's serving the croissants?
It's not the robot. The robot is in the back baking. You are being personally served by the quote-unquote beauty of this cafe.
Of course I am.
She is being very, both you and Prod are getting quite a bit of attention lavished on you.
Oh, she doesn't want to fuck the Dilf. Okay.
I'm just gonna kind
You
of
protested
lean up.
earlier that you're young.
He's 36. It's not exactly old.
It's older than me.
Well, then take a
Well-
top off. She clearly likes the people with their tops off.
Or at least
you
their
know-
abs out.
With all the burn marks under this thing?
Never know, she might be
burn
into
up.
that. I'm just gonna, like, lean over into the table while she's not right next to us and ask, what is... I've never had to deal with this before. What is the delicate way of saying you're not my type?
You don't need to say it direct. You could just say maybe a
gay.
little bit. Just say a little bit louder than normal. Oh, me boyfriend's waiting for me.
Not what I
At the
had in
end.
mind, but
It would throw her off the trail.
Yep. Unless...
true. It might also It might also put Prod on the trail, which I would prefer not to happen. Because also not my type. I guess I can try and let her down easy, and then probably give her a large tip.
Oh my.
We're gonna need to talk about euphemisms and what they imply now that you're transformed.
I'm a dwarf. I know plenty about. Well, I guess not anymore. But I'd suffice to say, I know plenty about euphemisms.
Well,
We do have sex lives, you know. Not me quite so much, but we
how does that
we do
work?
have
Is it just like two stones rubbing together?
Wait,
Jesus.
hang on. Do
Just
you
gives
know
me
how
twilight.
dwarves are made, or do I have to give another
I
explanation?
mean, relatively, you're carved from rock.
Okay, good. So great. I don't have to give that explanation. Yeah, our parents get a say in that area of things as well.
Ooh.
Well,
I
a
can
mommy
see
and
why
daddy
dwarven
dwarf
lore
look...
is quite violent now.
I mean, it can be quite ornate. I'm told. As far as I'm aware, a lot of families will have like intricate carvings that are passed down through the line.
Yo!
But-
Can it be
but-
like a corkscrew?
You
Like
know,
a duck?
I've never encountered one that was.
Well, how many have you encountered?
Again, not my type.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I love discussing the dwarven ornamentalisms of phalluses, should we make a full decision about the heist or no heist thing?
I'm saying no heist. That's my
I'm
vote.
saying heist.
I'm saying no.
I-
Librarian.
A heist. So I guess it's down to you, Kazuma. I hold up the small form of the dragon looking at his big eyes.
Well, you lift up the essentially like Alsatian husky-sized dragon in your arms, just like. I guess somebody roll a d6.
I'm gonna whisper in Draconic to Kazuma to
No,
say...
no, you're
Huh.
not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I hear you starting to do draconic, and I bap you over the head. I go, no, it's his choice. Stop it. Stop it.
Let's hear D6.
Okay, so as a note, I was gonna finish that sentence, but you guys ran off with it. I was gonna say, on a 1 to 3, it's heist. On a 4 to 6, it's no heist. Kazuma
Oh,
starts
God.
licking Prod's face.
How do we
Well,
interpret this?
here we go.
Does that mean heist or no heist? Does that
think
just
that
mean
means
that
heist.
Prod has icing?
Yeah,
do
I'm a bit of a
notice that
mess
there is a
eater.
little bit of icing on Prawn's cheek.
I
think
think
that
you
just
mean
means icing.
heisting.
Heisting! It's heist time! Heist, heist,
Oh,
heist,
boy.
heist, heist.
Okay, but can we maybe give that a day and like can we do the letters first and just take a day? Because I have nothing to wear.
I mean, I can write the letters
If
in the night,
I'm
that's no
reasonably
problem.
certain if I flex my leg muscles wrong, these trousers are coming straight off.
Do you
It's very
Wow.
tight.
fix
Oh,
those for
your
you?
legs muscles very slightly, and you hear it as part of the thigh just starts to rip.
These trousers were not meant for someone with a tail.
I cast mending.
Well, that'll hold them
The
for a few
trousers,
more
the
hours.
trousers get suddenly tighter.
You're gonna strangle the new dragon bits.
I thought I could use mending to tailor things. Is it just replacing material?
I believe it's just
Oh, well.
repair. Like,
Yeah.
mending can't really be
Clues in the
used
name.
to tailor things. I believe there is a spell. There is a spell.
Maybe I'm thinking of fabricate.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Thinking fabric.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, are you guys going shopping today or tomorrow?
What's the evening, isn't it?
It's
This
like
point?
mid-afternoon.
We could go shopping.
Let's go shopping!
Shopping it is. At least for me and Pro. Because
Yeah.
I'm... Sleeping is going to be an experience because I'm usually a back sleeper. But, yeah, I need something to wear. I don't think I can go around town much longer with just these old things. Also, I'm not sure green is my color anymore.
I mean, do we have any materials? Anyone got any leather?
I mean, I presume his stores do.
You do have a decent amount of materials in your backpack, Darren. Including, I think, purple worm leather?
Probably. Let me have a look here.
You want some cool rogue shit made out of purple worm leather?
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
blends in real
I
well.
know at least one of you has purple worm leather in your backpack.
I thought we traded that off at some
I
point.
think we did. I have wormling hide, 7 feet of.
Yeah, 7 feet of
That
purple
sounds right.
worm hide. Yep.
I mean, I might want to dye that. I don't know if purple's my color, but we could maybe get
I mean-
that turned into some leather armor.
I can change properties pretty easy with artificer skills. Like, color probably isn't one that's out of my reach.
You could do color. Yeah.
Okay, well, that solves my armor. It does not solve my trousers.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
7 feet of leather.
Do you know how warm leather gets? Do you know what happens when it chafes? Do you know what happens when you sweat into it? I don't know if I sweat anymore. That's another
Hey,
thing I'll need to
Darren.
figure out.
Darren, imagine. I could just make it super fucking breathable. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You want to look cool? I can make you look cool and it's breathable.
Okay. Also, frankly, I would like to
okay.
go, like, dress up a bit. I would
will
like to
say,
go,
Okay.
like, figure things
I
out a
am
bit.
just imagining leather fishnets now.
Oh my.
I just fucking stamp out bits.
I don't think Hero Forge was quite brave enough to have that included.
Fucking cowards.
But yeah,
We can do like a whole
I
dress
want
up
to
as
go
well.
clothes shopping. I want to see how I look in mirrors. I want to see what looks good on this. Apparently not a lot, but nonetheless.
Okay.
Give me a day to figure things out here, okay? I've just got a whole new endocrine system.
Oh, you're yet to poop for the first time. I wonder what that's like.
I mean, I used to do that normally.
Yeah, but what about now? What if it's special dragon poop? What if it burns?
Are you
Me?
right?
Look, I have questions.
I don't
As
think
do
we want
I.
answers.
Might have answers.
I have many questions and many new things to experience, and I would like to do them with the capacity to be fully clothed. And looking good at that. So, clothing, shopping, fashion.
Let's go!
Are you all going?
Montage time.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You all head out for fashion shopping. What is your first stop?
Is there anywhere that does, like, fine silks?
You're in Matina. Matina is basically like the capital of fine silks and like anything that is long and flowy, basically. So
well,
yes, there's plenty.
Let's see if long and flowy works with my build.
Okay. You walk into a sort of like bazaar type area where there's a lot of like tailoring, fashion, and there's a lot of draped cloth everywhere. You take a look at a few different places. Eventually, you come across a merchant who is selling these sort of long, sort of like it's just like long silken scarves and stuff like that. Who comes up to you all and goes, you look like you could use a lovely long silken scarf, my friend. It would look brilliant against those coppery scales of yours.
I'm gonna just like take the scarf and like sort of just like drape it over my arm and whatnot. Like, how much can I actually feel through scales?
You can feel a decent amount. Like, it's not quite as like it's not quite as receptive as skin was, but you can still feel it. It's like it feels like someone touching your fingernail rather than touching your skin, basically. It's like you can feel it, but it feels it's a little more distant.
I don't know, I'm not sure about the color.
It's this very like vibrant purple.
Yeah, the color's a little ostentatious. We used to.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
he
royalty
says,
used
and
to wear this.
He pulls out this bright, sort of very deep yellow scar.
That might blend a bit too much.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with something simple. What can you do about underwear?
Underwear. Oh, underwear. Well, he sort of draws you back into this like merchant stall where there's scarves and there's silks and there's there's some like large pantaloons that balloon at the bottom, and there's like a variety of different garments that are very much mostly not clothing, in that like that you can wear them, but they don't really leave much to the imagination. And he pulls you into like this corner where there's these racks and racks of like silken undergarments. There's boxers, there's lace, there's like lingerie, there's a lot of choice.
I think I might not be the right clientele for this place.
Well, everyone deserves a little bit of comfort, my friend.
I mean, yeah, but I'm kind of working on that part already. Can you direct me to anywhere that does linen, by any chance? Cotton, that kind of thing?
He seems a little disappointed to be the ultimate customer. However, he does eventually like direct you towards a place a little closer to the back of the market. A little like it's not necessarily where the poorer people shop, but it's definitely where the not ridiculously rich people.
I mean, that's probably more my kind of scene, anyways.
Yeah. And you enter in, and this young man, maybe in his late 20s, with a short, scruffy beard, gets up from behind the counter and goes, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, it had something of a growth spurt, and I could do with a few new clothes. How are you in the undergarments department?
He sort of directs you to a corner where there's just piles of very standard undergarments.
Do you have anything that might suit this? And I just kind of hold up the end of my tail.
He picks up a few, and you notice a few of them have these like large holes with like button ups on the top in the back.
Okay, well, I guess I can. Am I allowed to try those on, see if they fit first, or?
Yeah, we can wash them later. And he chucks a pair at you.
Oh, okay. I hope you washed them earlier. I guess
Probably.
I will find somewhere behind a curtain or something to see if these fits, and then.
There's a few like changing areas.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it fit?
It takes a moment for you to figure out how the tail situation works, but eventually you figure it out, and yeah, they do fit.
Okay. There's not like any like bagginess or anything in places where there possibly shouldn't be bagginess.
There is a bit at the front. Like there's a pouch for something that isn't there, basically. But it's not like major bagging. It's just like, oh, this is slightly like there's just enough space for something extra if it was there, basically.
Right. Okay. That's good enough for the time being, at the very least. Maybe that will come in handy later. Who knows?
And you still haven't explored most of that area. Like there's been a lot going on. It's not something you've paid attention to until now.
Yeah. I know what the shape is, and I know the silhouette. I don't know much else about what it does, and it's kind of new to me. But okay, so take the pants. They'll do. They're fine. What do you have in terms of trousers that will work with? And I gesture towards the claws and whatnot.
The sort of store clerk
And also the tail.
takes you over to trousers that sort of end around the okay, Dragonborn, and that's they kind of end slightly above where that first claw starts on your leg. And they have a couple of buttons down the back of the leg for making sure that nothing catches there, and you can button them up at the back so that they close tightly. They have a little button at the top of the belt section that goes over the tail. It's
That's
obvious
well
that they
thought
have
out,
a decent
actually.
amount of Dragonborn clientele here.
Okay. Do you have this in a nice cotton, perhaps, or?
We have cotton, linen. We have hemp if you want hemp. I don't recommend hemp. Hemp is bad. But some people like it. I don't know why.
I'll take these in in a linen in red if you have it, but I can fix that if you don't.
We have red. I think we have red. He sort of rummages through and finds a pair that are in a relatively bright shade of red.
Maybe a little darker than that, but I can fix that. I can get that fixed. That's not a problem.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, the straps on this backpack have been bothering me. Is there anything you can do about that, or show me somewhere that I can get that sorted out?
I gotta be honest, friend. I don't think backpacks work for you.
Yeah.
There is a lot of...
There's a lot going on back there, I know.
Yes. But I might have... And he sort of rummages through something, and then he pulls out a fanny pack.
Nice.
Give me a tail bag? Is that the idea?
It's a belt bag. And he goes, this might work a little bit. Not as much storage space, obviously, but, it doesn't cause problems when,
I mean, I can fit the backpack right now between them, but it's the shoulders are kind of emphasized from them, and it just needs some loosening up, I think.
Okay, well, how about this? And he pulls out what's essentially a messenger bag instead.
I'm seeing what you're putting down here. Tell you what, I will have a look around a few other places, and I will get back to you by the end of the day.
Okay, suit yourself.
Great. Do you know anyone who makes armor nearby?
Armor.
Leather
Armor
stuff.
for you? Armor for you? There is a leather worker a couple of stalls down that might... maybe. Yes. And you go a couple of stores down, and it is Mina, the leather worker who you first met when you were looking for Shikar.
Oh, of course. Hi there.
You are in that bizarre area, so it's...
Yes, that very bizarre area. Hi there. I might need to put in a custom order with you.
She sort of looks over your back and goes... Custom. Yeah. Custom. We can do custom.
Alright. I've got some hide from, a while back. I believe it'll work for this. I kind of need it quickly, though. Is there
how long
any
will
way
it
I
take
could
you?
convince
Like,
you to make it speedily?
2 days, 3 days? What is quick to you?
Hours, ideally.
Ooh, that is gonna
Could I
cost
maybe...
50
Could I maybe persuade you somehow to, do your darndest to get this done quickly?
I mean, it is all about cost, my friend. It is all about cost. Let me see.
I'm gonna lean over the counter because apparently that works with people.
But okay, roll me a persuasion check. Bear in mind, this has a DC of 30. She is a lesbian.
Oh
No.
So sorry. So was I once upon a time. Yep. No, that's 23, which is not good awful, but
But
okay.
no.
Okay.
No.
How much? How much are you gonna be for you then?
Let me see what I'm working with. And she pulls the wormling hide towards her and goes, this is not bad quality. It's a little old. And she sort of taps it with the knuckles, and parts of it make a little bit of a cracking sound. It's been in your bag for like 2 months. But it is workable. I will need your measurements. I can crack this out in... If I get an assistant to help me, I can crack this out in 6 hours.
Can you get an assistant to help you, or do you need assistance in finding the assistant?
I can get an assistant to help me. Don't worry. My wife, she is very good. I think it will be a bit rushed because of time. But I can promise. Let's say for 400 gold, I can get this out in 6 hours, and it will be very good quality. For 250 gold, I can do 6 hours and okay quality.
You know what? I'm having a good day, and I will take the 400 gold.
Okay, 400 gold, good quality armor made of this stuff. Do you want it purple? Purple doesn't seem your color.
I think more of an earthy tone might work better. Something a bit more brown.
Brown?
Maybe a dull red.
Brown, dull red. Brown with red accents, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. That could work.
We can do that. Okay.
If there's anything left over of that hide, is there any way you could perhaps make me some backpack straps? Because these ones are kind of digging in.
I got to be honest, friend, backpack them.
You know, you're not the
I-
first person to tell me this.
I mean, I can see why you would want it. There's a decent amount of storage space, all of that, but you have wings. The backpack. How are you gonna fly with the backpack? Huh?
You know, I haven't worked out how to fly period just yet, but
But you have had wings for what? Whole life?
minutes, hours.
Minutes. I mean,
Look,
These
I'm
are a
sorry.
recent development.
You know,
Darren. She is going to roll a perception check.
Okay.
With a 17, she goes, wait, did Shikar do this? I am going to kill that man!
Did Shikar do what?
I did this! You were dwarf, were you not?
No, this is my doing. This is very
Okay, so
much my
this-
doing.
This is not Shikar. The Shikar did not do this. But this is
No.
what you wanted.
That
This is
part's
why
correct.
Shikar would... Ah, okay. No, now I understand. That's
Not
fine.
'twas not malicious.
I'm still going to kill Shikar, but over other reasons.
I mean, okay, yeah, maybe like
He owes
you
me
know-
money, okay? He owes me
okay.
a lot of money.
Well, I owe
You
him
know he's
quite a
blown
bit
up his
now.
stall
nonetheless.
3 times, and every time I'm the one who repairs it. I mean, he's my little brother, what can I do? But still.
Oh, you're related.
Yes, wasn't that not up? Oh wait, no, that is fair. Most of his hair is burnt off at this point, and he doesn't have eyebrows anymore. But
Hmm.
we are related, yes.
Well, we are of somewhat similar minds, so maybe don't murder him for my sake.
Well, I will
I might need
try
his
not
expertise
to,
later
but
as
I
well.
make no promises. Look, if you want good storage space and decent maneuverability, there is a magic shop, I guess you could call it, down the road that way. That might have something to help.
Okay, right.
But I
It's
wish you the
10 gold to a platinum, isn't it?
best. 10 gold per plan.
Okay, so 4 platinum and 360 gold down.
Okay, so 4 platinum and 360 gold. You plonk it down on the desk with the purple wormling hide that you can now remove from your inventory.
Uh-huh.
I shall put together a sheet for the armor that you will be wearing. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute.
Radio.
Are you going
Um,
to head to this magic shop that she
I
mentioned?
guess I need a backpack. There's no ways around it.
You head out down to down a few streets, round a corner. Eventually you will come to a familiar looking sign. Ector's Wonder Emporium, signposted in bright letters here in Matina.
Hey!
You all step in, and a familiar-looking Aarakocra turns around and goes, "Ah, my friends! Welcome, my friends! It's been a while! Where have you been? What have you been doing? Please tell me! I'm so bored."
Oh, you wouldn't believe the stuff we've been through.
He accidentally started a political coup, I think.
You did...
Also, there was an
Am I-
airship
am I
crash
gonna
involved
have
somewhere.
to... Wait, where are you right now?
Matina.
Bettina! Oh. Ooh.
Are
Ah,
you
no,
not?
you'll be fine.
Are you not here?
He's there in spirit, I guess.
Technically, I mean, kind of. I'm. Have I not explained how this whole thing works?
I don't think
No.
so.
Ooh,
Or at the very
Hold
least,
on.
not to me.
and he snaps his fingers, and you watch as his part of the shop, everything behind the counter, vanishes, and instead you see a glowing portal with a pair of mechanical arms in front of it.
Oh my god, we've been Five Nights at Freddy this entire
And
time.
all the items that are in your part of the shop vanish as well. Apparently, and you hear Hector's voice coming through from wherever he is, and he goes, "I exist in a kind of liminal space, if you will, a little bit outside of your mortal. Well, I am mortal, but there is more to it than that. Look, all you really need to know is nothing around you is really real, which means that people can't really steal from me, but also it means that to actually provide you the items that you want to get, I have to send them through a portal, and I can't put my hands through the portal, so I have to control and you watch as the two mechanical arms sort of like wiggle up and down, and turn and do a handshake gesture, and you hear a snap, and then the entire room is back to a normal top front state. And Hector is standing in front of you. You watch as his hand thumps the table, and it sounds wooden. And you realize that's because while he's controlling these hands, and they are real in this area, they are made of wood.
Well, that raises a lot more questions and also answers a lot of them. I have a situation gesturing towards my back here, and I need a backpack.
Before we do that, librarian. One thing
Yep.
you did notice, when you handed over your index for him to scribble in, you felt a sudden amount of distance put between you and your index for 30 seconds while he was holding it. It's like, most of the time you don't feel that. Like, you put it down on your night table, you won't feel a thing. If it's a mile away, you might feel something. But he was far away. For 30 seconds, it was oh, I feel like I've just stretched a bungee cord 600 miles, essentially.
Okay.
So yeah. Ekron sort of turns to you, Darren, and goes, backpack, storage. I might have something. And he looks through he pulls something off a wall, and plonks it down on the table and goes, this is... It's not a... Okay. It's not a backpack, he says. And you see that what he's holding is essentially a leather mat. And he goes, it's not a backpack, but it is useful for storage. And he rolls it out on... It takes up a 2.5 by 2.5 foot square. And he rolls it out on the counter, and you see a sparkling golden circle, and a bunch of glyphs. He taps the one in the center, and the entire thing, it essentially spirals open to reveal a 5 foot deep by 2.5 foot wide hole. And he goes, I mean, it's not a backpack, but it's easier to store than a backpack. And you can probably store it in a leg bag, or just down your pants if you really wanted to. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but
I'm instinctively going to put a hand over Prod's mouth. Go on.
Okay, I was muted, but I did make the comment that you thought I made.
Hector sort of glances up at you, then continues. This is what's known as, well, it's a very rudimentary version of what's known as a portable hole. It essentially, whatever you put in it is stored there safely in that like dimension for however long you need it to. It can't take as much as a regular portable hole. It's very much sort of designed for like people who like carrying ingredients but not much else. That's why it looks like a crafting. But essentially you put anything you want in there, and then you tap here, and he taps on one of the corners, and you watch as the whole thing seals back up. This like golden grid crafting mat with like arcane sigils across it. And then he like folds down one corner, and the sigils all go dark. And he goes, it's like. Do you know what a bag of holding is?
You might do. That's a classic dwarven craft, isn't it?
Not particularly. Dwarven crafts are like very much more in armor and weaponry. Bag of holding is very much more like arcane wisdom. But you can roll an intelligence check to figure it out.
Well, my intelligence is higher than it used to be, might as well.
Librarian.
If only there was someone whose specialty this was in the room. Oh,
16.
16. I mean, you are in the room, librarian. Like, you can speak up if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I know what a bag of holding is. I can make you one if you want, probably with the stuff that we have now.
And Ekron goes, yeah, no, it's essentially like a really, really cheap bag of holding. It doesn't have like the spatial organization that the bag of holding does. It's literally just a hole you throw stuff in. But it can store a decent amount of stuff.
Wait, is this a portable hole?
Yes.
I did mention that.
It's a very rudimentary portable. It's not as big as the usual portable. Like the good portable holes can you can do like 10 feet by 10 feet by 15 feet down. They're really nice. This is like 5 foot down by 2.5 foot across. It's mostly used for crafting. I'm gonna be.
I beg of you, please just give me some warm leather and I'll make you a nice bag. Don't use the hole.
Fine. You can work on that then. I could maybe do a new belt, but I think this one will serve for a little bit longer at the very least.
I have a few belts if you want them. I mean,
Are they special weirdo magic belts, or are they just belts with a buckle that hold things to your hip?
If you want just a normal belt, I can give you a normal belt. It'll cost you like 2 silver. But like, I do have some pretty good magic belts that do some pretty good magic shit. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you'll be missing out on some really good deals for some really cool magic belts. Like, this one turns you into... Okay, maybe not this one. But like this one, and he holds up this, like, long, sort of, deep, red belt. And he said this one has full resistance from fire damage on it. Like, you will take very little damage from fire if you wear this.
I don't know how much I believe him on that one.
I mean, he's holding up a deep red leather belt and saying it'll be a fire resist belt. So, but you guys know that Ekron's like been relatively forthright about all of his magic items.
How much?
Fire resists 75 gold.
I don't buy that you would sell that for that little. I just ordered a new piece of armor that cost like 4 times that.
Well, how fast were you ordering it?
Hours.
But yeah, no, that's gonna cost a fortune if you're ordering it in hours. But what, making it from scratch? My fucking god!
I
I've
provided
had this thing lying around in my inventory for. Hold on, let me check. And he turns around one of the price tags and goes, Okay, yeah, I've had this lying around in my inventory for 125 years. Yeah, no wonder it's got such a low price tag.
It's pretty old for a Kenku.
He's not a Kenku,
Tell you what.
he's an Aarakocra.
Oh, right, yes. It'd sound different if he was a Kenku. Right. Tell you what, I'll take the regular belt, and I'll take the fire resist belt, and I'll trade you with the excess for this old suit of dwarven leather armor.
Dwarven leather?
Dwarven leather.
Let me take
No
a look
better.
at that. And he sort of turns it over. Oh, it's pretty good, mate. Morin, mate. Huh. That's interesting. Alright.
Is it?
Tell you what, I'll knock 25 gold off the price.
That armor is worth a lot more than 25 gold off the price. That armor's worth more than 100 platinum.
100. You're telling me this armor is worth 1,000 gold?
I am.
Roll me a
Can I
persuasion check.
I can see on my character sheet how much it's worth.
Roll me a persuasion check, because that armor is not worth that much.
You wrote on my character sheet that it's 1,050 gold.
Are you sure I didn't write 150 gold?
No, you wrote 1050 GP.
That does
And that is a
not
30.
sound right. That does not sound right.
And this is why we use economy tables, folks.
That is a 30 on
There.
persuasion.
In the chat for
Okay.
ya.
Okay, fair enough.
Getting
Ekron looks at it
spicy in
again.
here.
I have the
Goes,
receipts.
You rolled good on persuasion. I still think that armor is priced completely wrong, because that's what, a +1?
Yep. I mean, it wasn't a +1 on my original sheet. That's what you put it in as. Not that it matters, because I've had this sheet for like 2 sessions before I've had to get rid of this.
Yeah, well. He looks down at it and goes... Fine. Fine. You might know your value. And you watch as the armor disappears into his workshop, and he lays out 2 belts on the table, on the countertop in front of him. One is this sort of like brown leather belt with a iron buckle, and the other is this deep red leather belt with a brass buckle. You also notice that the red leather belt has like little engravings of flame on it. Like someone like stenciled in fire effects. Yeah.
Okay.
You watch as Ekron hangs up your armor in like the workshop behind him, and stands there looking at it for a moment, and then sort of turns on his heel and walks back to the counter. And he goes, "Well, can I get any of you anything else?"
You got any arrows?
Not again.
My favorite customer. Yes, I do. And he pulls out a sheath of 6 fire arrows and 8 lightning arrows. And he goes, "I have some others, but I know these are your favorite."
They are. I don't suppose you might have something called freezing arrows, though.
Freezing. Well, maybe. And you watch as he like goes over to this essentially like a carving workbench where there's like a bunch of arrows being made. You actually, as you guys are looking around this workshop space that he's illusory-fied for you all, you notice that some of the arrows are being picked up and like something invisible is like carving runes into the arrows and stuff. And he sort of like goes through a few. He goes, let's see, I have. Yeah, I do. I have 4. Is 4 enough for you?
Well, 4's better than 0.
Well, it's better than 0, yeah. Is that something I'm gonna have to stock up more of?
If you wouldn't mind.
Best customer, yeah. He brings out, so there are 4 freeze arrows, 8 lightning arrows, and 6 fire arrows on the counter infantry.
And how much would this beautiful little bundle cost me?
Tell you what, I'll give you the lot. That's one of my best customers for these sorts of things. I'll give you the lot at a discount. 250 gold for the whole lot of them.
Perfect. And he kind of pulls out the change out of his a nice back pocket there. You know what I
Pleasure doing business with you. And
Always a
he
pleasure.
Sweeps the coins into this old-looking cash register, and the arrows are yours.
Woohoo! I do like some good arrows.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do here? Anybody?
Nope.
Nope. And then I'll take 50 off there, so that'll be.
Rod is acting as bodyguard at the moment. He's just shambling around,
Okay.
kind of
Librarian?
admiring the scales.
Librarian, Arcus,
Yeah.
you wanna buy anything? Do anything?
Is there anything that might help increase my magical abilities? Are there any like spells or
I mean,
magic
you know
items?
that Ekron has, like, he's always got a few spells here and there lying around. It just depends on what exactly you'd be looking for. You can always ask.
Okay. Could I ask if they have any magical tools that would help transcribe magical symbols faster?
Ah, okay. Ekron looks over at, like, a few of his different workbenches and then goes, you know, I don't usually sell my tools. But I mean, I do have a few. And he points to, like, he points behind himself, and you see, like, there's a couple of, like, rune carving knives, and a couple of, like little, pen and ink bottle combos that are doing, like, rune transcription stuff on their own. And he says, a few of these, I mean, they're self-animated rune inscription stuff. You give them a task and they'll just do it endlessly for a couple of hours before needing to recharge. I mean, as I said, I don't usually sell the tools of the trade, but they, I mean, we have common ancestry, you and I, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to purchase them. What price were you thinking?
I mean, most of these are custom-made tools that I put together myself. Tell you what. Since you are a librarian, I'll say that I'll give you a deal. One of these transcription tools, just one. I'm only willing to part with one. They take a bastard amount of time to make. You can either take a rune knife, Or you can take a transcription bottle. For 500 gold. Not a penny less.
Mhm. How much is 1 platinum again?
1 platinum is 10 gold.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have enough money then. Oh well.
If someone else wants to help out with that, they can. But again, you gotta ask.
I only have like 100 platinum, or I only have like 120 gold total, so it would be covering the majority of the cost. Is there anything I would be able to do with these? Is this basically like an automated version of my tinkering tools for crafting with Artificy then?
It is something that will give you a bonus to your tinkering tools check.
That's pretty powerful in that case. Like,
Yeah,
I have a proficiency.
It is
like-
essentially a tool that will assist you, depending on what you are trying to do. Because if you get an automated bottle, which is essentially an ink bottle and pen for transcription, it will give you a bonus to any transcription-based or paper-based stuff. If you take a rune knife, it'll give you anything. It'll give you a bonus to anything that is to do with rune carving and stuff like that.
Okay. Rune carving is kind of more towards enchanting like arrows like we just saw and stuff, right?
To a certain degree. I mean, rune carving is a bit more of an antiquated form of enchantment, but it's still pretty powerful.
Okay. Hey, prod.
Elfie?
Prodigious Maximus, turn on your microphone!
What?
There,
What?
Could I have a small loan of 1,000 gold?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
500 gold.
500 gold.
Oh, let
Do you
me
actually
look.
have money or not?
Do you actually have 1,000 golds?
Where's the money?
It's under inventory.
Right?
How much
Again,
do you need?
there is always the option, as Darren has pointed out, of trading. That is also.
That's
Yeah,
true.
if you happen to have any Morin branded leather armor, apparently.
What have I got on me? I have a couple magic items. Oh, I have this. I just pull out the severed arm.
No, put that back.
Pretty sweet necromancy component.
Ekron sort of looks at it and goes, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a carrion bird. Not really my thing.
Okay.
God, I have 1,000. I'll give it to you, my love, but you're going to give it back, okay?
Oh, I have these like magical batteries, like these small crystal, like green crystal battery marble things that like I accidentally used to blow up a machine. So they're pretty powerful.
Can I take a look at those?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
I think we got them from like a harvester robot that tried to kill us.
Yeah, a harvest construct. These are nature's vibes. How many did you say you have of these again?
I've got about 9.
9. Holy shit. Tell you what. I'll trade you one of my tools for 8 of these. I'll trade you one of my tools for 8 of these.
8 of them.
7 if you must, but that's as low as I'll go.
I feel like I need at least 2 of these left. I would agree to 7.
Alright. Yeah, 7 nature's spice for one of my tools. Which one do you want?
I would like the carver, please.
Rune carving knife? Alright. He takes the nature's vice from you, so you will now have 2 nature's vice instead of 7. Instead of 9, sorry. And he places a rune carving knife on the counter in front of you. The rune carving knife, I will give you this information now, and I'll give you the item sheet later. The rune carving knife will give you a +2 to any carving checks or any general crafting checks that require the use of runes or any other form of knife work.
Okay.
So it is a +2 bonus, basically. Which, you know, I think is pretty powerful.
Hey, Lydia, can I see those arrows for a sec?
Ingvar just kind of looks over and goes, "Who's Lydia?"
No. Hey, Invar, can I see those arrows for a sec? I was looking at you in Discord when I said it, so I said your actual name.
Sure, he says, and he holds out the
Which
quiver
type
they're
of
rolling?
arrow are you holding out?
Can I
and they're all in the same quiver.
Frost one? Or whatever. I'll just get the frost one.
Frost one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hand over a frost arrow.
I immediately start doing ritual cast inspect, or is it inspection? I can't remember the word now. It's the one where I analyze the magical item.
Oh, you want to do
Identify, that's it.
identify. Okay, yeah, sure. You ritual cast identify on the freezing arrow. This is a freezing arrow, designed to freeze monsters and creatures and other types of enemies in their path when fired at long range. This arrow does 2d6 freezing damage, and the enemy must make a Constitution saving throw against its effects or become incapacitated. This has been another use of the Identify spell.
Do I learn about the rune order that they carved into it to make it work? Since I think we kind of baseline before that I could use Identify to learn how to craft magical items because I did it with the Bag of Holding before.
Yeah, okay. I will say that the spell, using the Identify spell on this will give you advantage in attempting to crack them in the future.
Yay!
Yeah, I think that's relatively fair.
I just saved you so much gold. I mean,
Ekron's looking at you a little bit irritatedly. However, he can't quite stop the smile that's curling across the side of his beak from like, well played. And he is like holding a handful of Nature's Vice, which you're relatively certain.
I'm certain that's a really powerful magical item I just traded across, but it's fine.
Yeah, you're relatively certain it's worth probably at least double what the rune carving knife, what he was willing to like part with it on gold terms for. So he's not too displeased with himself.
Thank you, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You all step out into the evening air, and it is getting on to evening at this point. Ekron says, "Do come back whenever you feel like it. I always have more items to foist on adventurers like yourself." You hear him chuckling in the background.
Is it about time I should go check on that armor then?
It's been about 4 hours, so if you want to like wait around a bit and then go take.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Yeah.
I guess in the meantime, I'll find somewhere to get magically dressed.
Yeah. So you guys head back to the inn. Darren, you get dressed in your general attire, and then you head out to grab your armor. Is anyone going with the Darren to grab this armor?
Send Prod along, I would think.
Yeah, bodyguard mode.
Okay. So Prod and Darren, you head out into the city. You head to grab your armor. Yeah, roll me a perception check, Darren.
I mean, I have the alert feat, but okay.
Yes, I know. I know you have the alert feed. I am very aware that you have the alert feed. This isn't about the alert feed.
Worth its weight in gold is that feat. Okay. As a 10.
Okay. You guys head through town. It's getting late now. The lanterns are being lit. Streets are a little less crowded. Eventually, you decide to duck down through a couple of alleyways to get to your destination a little faster because, you know, people. As you're going, you realize that you are being followed.
Oh.
And you hear, like, as you're going down this little alleyway, you hear sort of a scraping sound of some form of heavy-bladed weapon being pulled along cobbles. As Prod is in front of you, and you watch as a heavily built man wielding this massive axe walks round the corner into the alleyway. And you, Darren, notice that maybe about 40 to 50 feet behind you, there's someone else walking down the alleyway towards you as well. And you don't think they've noticed you, Darren. Despite your coppery scales, they seem to be interested in Prod. And Prod, you look forward and you see a man, a heavily built man, who has legs, but also has emerald green snake-like eyes. And he's dragging this heavy axe behind him. And he swings it up onto his shoulder. And you watch as his, like, whole form slightly buckles under its weight before he straightens up. And he goes, "You are coming with us." And that is where we are going to end it for the evening. Oh, Prod, you're in trouble.
That's in trouble. I'm not even getting armor till next time.
What did I do? I've done nothing.
Yeah, that's not true though, is it?
I've done very little.
Ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I hope you had fun. I certainly did. I
rolled a lot more dice this time.
You did roll a lot more dice this time. Congratulations. Yeah. As for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. Have a very good evening, everyone, and a very good night. And we shall see you all in 2 weeks' time, hopefully, for some more of this. And we'll find out what happens to Prod and Darren next time. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, everyone. I hope you all had fun. We're gonna go raid a TV sliver. Have a very good evening, everyone, and a very good night, and we shall see you all next time. Ta-ta for now. Oh, don't you just love it?